Hello there, Ian here, and once again it is great to be with you. And today we're talking about performance, human performance, and one particular aspect which, if we tap into it, both ourselves and encourage it in our team members, we can achieve results far beyond what we thought was possible. And I not only encourage us to recognise it in ourselves and team members in the office or at work, but also in our friends and family members too. And I'm talking about the power of identity. Your identity is incredibly powerful for what you value, what you believe is possible, and the skills you need to develop to achieve greatness. If you have the right identity, who you think you are, it's an incredible force for moving you towards whatever you want to achieve. I'll try and illustrate this with a couple of stories. The first one is a favourite of mine, and it depicts a band of troops from the famous Gurkha Rifle regiment. Now, to set the scene, I'll try and compress it, but these soldiers were asked to be part of a mission to airdrop into a combat zone. And not being specially trained for this type of mission, they went away and thought about it. And they came back and said, yes, we're prepared to take part in the mission, but we have a few conditions. Number one, we want the plane to be moving as slow as possible. To which the pilot said, well, yeah, that's standard practice. When we deploy from the air, we always are moving as slow as we can. Number two, we don't want to be dropped onto rocky ground. And that was okay. The pilot and the commander of the mission said, sure, we always choose the most appropriate landing or drop zone to ensure the biggest chance of survival. So no, that's okay, no rocky ground. Number three, they said, we don't want to be dropped above a certain altitude. Now, the altitude, I've forgotten the exact figures, but it was as low as possible. It was something like 200 feet from the ground. It was a very low level. And the pilot said, well, the last one we can't comply with, because when we drop at that level, your parachute will not have time to open. It won't deploy, and you'll just fall. To which they replied, wait, we get parachutes? Oh, in that case, you can drop us. You can drop us anywhere. Everything is good. The power of their identity and what they believed they were capable of gave these guys the confidence to jump out of a moving aeroplane without a parachute. Now, I'm not suggesting for a moment that you take on those types of risks with a powerful identity. But the story is, we can track the stories of very successful people, or even moderately successful people, and they seem to have a similar theme. And the theme goes something like this. I was performing at this level, or things were tough, they weren't going as I wanted to, and then I met someone who believed in me, who encouraged me and made me, or encouraged me to see what was possible. And from then on, that person's life took a whole new trajectory, a whole new path that they never thought was possible before. You can probably relate to what I'm saying in your own life. You met someone who encouraged you, who saw what was possible, who gave you some sincere praise, and suddenly you were made aware of what was possible. Now, in the office, if we bring it back to the work and the professional environment, we have been taught about incentives for a number of years, and generally they're the famous carrots and sticks. Hopefully you've used more carrots than sticks, but they are broadly, the stick is essentially pushing someone to where you want to go. It's discipline if they fall behind. It's punishment. It's withholding of bonuses or incentive payments, whatever that might be. But you're essentially behind someone, pushing them where you want to go. The carrots, on the other hand, are standing in the future and encouraging somebody or welcoming them into a bright future. But I believe there's a third option. And that third option is to come side by side with somebody, to partner with that person and walk with them on their journey and be a source of positive encouragement towards the future that they want to achieve. Often we devise incentives for what the company wants to achieve, with little regard for what that person's individual goals are. But if we walk side by side, if we get to understand that person, what they want to achieve, what they're struggling with, what their personal goals and dreams are, if we care enough to get close enough to our team members and then walk with them, we can encourage them towards a future that they want to achieve. Now, in the professional environment, of course, it pays that where they want to go is in line with where the company wants to go. That's ideal. But if they want to go on a path that has nothing to do with where the company is going, it's best we find that out as soon as possible, because they're really never going to perform at their optimal best. But if we can use the mechanics, if we can use the mechanism of the company, its training, its resources, its combined intelligence, to help people achieve their highest potential in line with the aspirations of the company, the potential is limitless. So here is my word of encouragement for you. Care enough to get close to your players. Care enough to understand what they really want. And then we can use the mechanism and the mechanics of the company to help them on their journey by walking side by side and being a source of positive encouragement and sincere praise. Don't fake the praise. People can see through that a mile off. But if we are a source of encouragement and sincere praise, it's amazing what can be achieved. And we positively influence those people's identities. And just like the Gurkha Rifles, being prepared to take on a really hazardous mission, it's amazing with a strong sense of identity what human beings are capable of. I really hope that did make sense, and I look forward to sharing with you again soon.